Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Cowboy fans all over the world, we are back with another episode of the Cowboys Chronicles. I have my co host, Dr. D, and we are back to recap some games.
Yeah, what's
And
going on, Cowboy Nation? What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Good to hear from y'all. Want y'all to chime in with us and come on and share and comments and post. We want to hear from you. We want to hear how you feeling.
Absolutely. And we'll just dive right into it. Cowboys right now are 3-5. They're 1-3 in their last four games, and those are the games we're going to recap briefly. Just starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers game some weeks ago, and where we won this game with a late touchdown by Dak Prescott to Jalen Tolbert.
Right. Yeah. And I was really happy for that win because if our schedule is tough. And so, we got to beat some tough teams, right?
Yeah.
And, Steelers, their defense, they're going to match with anybody. They're going to come out with the intensity. They're going to play hard. They're going to hit hard. And so for us to come out and we match their intensity, and I just like, man, we might just have a defense now that's, that's ready to play and ready to play hard and not get pushed around, and things like that. But I was really, really proud of the defense. The offense against their defense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True. Dak did get sacked a few times, and with T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith on the other side, it's bound to happen. But it wasn't too bad. And I think our defense played well. We didn't allow them to really get anything going in the run game, like we've seen Pittsburgh do, especially in the later weeks after. But close game, low scoring game, which you can expect from especially Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh,
Right.
they want to mug up the game. They want to hold you down. They want to keep it a low scoring game because they don't really score a whole lot. And so we were able to come out with a win. Dak did throw some bad picks, but he was
Right.
able to right the
Rebound.
ship and get the game winning touchdown in the end.
Right. Right. Yeah, no doubt. So it was a great win for us. And even, without Deron Bland, of course, he didn't play that game. It's been out, really hadn't played all season, right? And
Right.
so for us to be able to match up with Pickens, they're wide out.
Mhm.
And so it was. I thought it was overall was a good game, tough game, and I'm glad we came out with the victory.
Yep, for sure. So let's transition to the next game, Detroit Lions, and this just seemed inevitable, uh, especially after last season. What happened with the late game antics that went on with Detroit in the fourth down, and them not reporting one of their offensive linemen, and how we won that game. It just seemed inevitable that this result would happen, and we just got trounced. They it's weird because like we didn't necessarily do anything to them, but they
Right.
played in such a way that they were like exacting some type of revenge on
Oh,
us
it
for
was
whatever
definitely a
reason.
revenge. Oh, it was definitely a revenge game, without a doubt. And I believe they were really looking for the revenge game in the playoffs last year, and
Yeah,
we ended up getting beat, obviously, by uh, Green Bay,
right.
first round. And so I think Detroit was waiting on that matchup
Yeah.
in the playoffs that they didn't get against the
That's a good
Cowboys.
point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. They probably really
Oh,
wanted to embarrass us
oh, they
in the
wanted that.
playoffs, but
Oh, they wanted that badly. They wanted it badly. So they say, well, you know what? If we get them next season, we'll take it out on them then. And they did. I didn't think the game was going to be that bad, but it was. I figured that Detroit would come out and it'll be, their Super Bowl, and
Mhm.
that they play hard and they play tough, and we got embarrassed. Got
Yeah,
embarrassed.
yeah, we really did. All phases, all areas.
Right.
Um, we couldn't stop them. We looked slow. We looked offense looked bad. And I've really been surprised by Detroit's defense this season. I wasn't expecting them to um, defensively be as good as they are, but they've gelled, I believe. They they were a young group last season, and you can tell they're kind of maturing the coordinator, and he's been a good piece for them. Uh,
Right.
so they really slowed us down. I didn't expect our offense to get slowed down as I thought it was going to be like more of a shootout, but that just wasn't the case.
Right. Not at all. Not at
Yeah,
all. And so,
yeah,
Detroit is still looking real good right now. Probably looking like maybe the NFC represent the NFC East. I mean, the NFC in the um, Super Bowl, or
yeah,
or or the NFC Championship at least.
right,
Uh,
yeah,
anyway, so but yeah, they're looking real good. They um, seems like they got the Super Bowl on their mind.
yeah, for sure. Especially after last season, losing to San Francisco
Right,
in the NFC Championship in a close game where they feel like they probably should have won.
right.
Um, you can tell they're really going forward, and they're just balanced all over. They have good O line. Jared Goff's not throwing away games for them. Have a incredible duo at running back with David Montgomery and Jimmy Gibbs. They have weapons at wide receiver, tight end,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like I said, the defense is keeping them in games, not giving up a whole lot of points. So when you're balanced like that and you have a good team around a decent quarterback, then you can have success like this. And so that's something that the Cowboys don't have, unfortunately. And so we just couldn't keep up. Yep. And so
Exactly.
next game was the 49ers. And this is a team that we just can't seem to beat. Got our number,
And they are
and
not good this year. And of course, obviously, we're
no,
not either. But I feel
yeah,
like that was a game that we should have won. I feel like that was a game we should have won,
absolutely.
because I think it was this game where it was the first time that we didn't have Micah and D Law, or was that with Detroit as well?
That was
Because we
I
lost them,
want to say that was Detroit.
right? The where we lost them, where they got injured.
No, they got
No.
injured Pittsburgh. They got injured
Okay.
Pittsburgh,
Got injured Pittsburgh. Right.
and
Okay.
we
Gotcha.
Detroit game was our first game without them.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah,
Right. And so then coming in San Francisco, um, yeah, man, I felt like it was a game that we needed to win,
for
uh,
sure.
and we didn't. And also, with the number of injuries that they had, I felt
Exactly.
like I felt like that we would come out on top, and we just we couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I want to stick a pin in this game and talk about it a little bit more in depth because we were down, we were losing third quarter, and then we come back with opportunity to get the win and get the lead in the fourth quarter,
Right.
and we're doing all these great things. We say CD get two TDs, and then that last drive, we just I don't know, we just looked terrible, and we
Right. We
four straight
stalled out.
bad plays, and
Right,
it's like I understand, trying to be diverse, but keep doing the plays that worked. Like there's no if something is working, you keep doing it. And for some reason, we just diverted back to how we were playing in the first and second quarter with just no chemistry. We just look bad, and I can't
right.
really explain it. But it was really disappointing because it looked like we were about to come back, and again,
Exactly.
it just the
Just
knife is just stabbed
right.
back in us.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it's one of those years to where the ball doesn't bounce in our favor. The tip balls don't bounce in our favor for interceptions and the
Yeah,
fumbles. I mean, it just seems like it's just one of those years to where we're not around the ball where we need to be around the ball. And so it's seems like one of those years. But I was quite surprised or quite thankful the way CD, bounced back in the second half because first half he played okay, but then it seemed like second half, he was to himself, and Dak was catching him, and so I was real proud the way he played that second half.
yeah, and let's talk about the defense because we know that we got a lot of injuries with Micah and Tank and Marshawn Nealon. He's out as well.
Right?
Um, I only see two defensive players that actually care and that are actually performing:
Yeah. Overshown.
Overshown and
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind. I think Hendricks. I think too. I think I add him number three. I think
Well,
he's
he
playing okay, especially the first couple of games. He was that he was supposed to be, but I think with the injuries and things like that, it's probably just too much for him. But
yeah,
to carry that load by himself,
right.
but definitely Overshown for sure. He is still playing every game. He is playing
Every
out of
game.
his he's playing out of his mind. Win, lose, or draw. He is balling.
Yeah, yeah. Him and Jordan Lewis are the only guys that are really tackling well.
Right,
Kendricks is, he's playing well for what he is and
right.
his age
Yeah, right, exactly.
and speed or lack thereof. But he's playing well. But I want to see what it looks like with a full defense and Bland, Micah, D Law, Nealon. I want to see what it looks like because if Bland has been the key to our defense all along,
Right.
then we need him immensely. Everybody thought that it was Micah, but it seems like Bland is the key to our defense.
Mhm, mhm. Right. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And the rookie, man, they picking on him, man. He's getting cooked.
Yeah,
Um and and so he can only do so much, but they know he's a
right.
rookie and they going throwing the ball that way.
Yep, yep. And they're taking advantage of Trayvon's lack of tackling, of his skill or want to, but every time somebody's in his path, he doesn't wrap up. He just throws his body at them and they just bounce
Right.
off. And then, if he's still in the vicinity, then he'll try to wrap up after that. But um, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know what it is. We just can't tackle for some reason. And I don't know why.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's his first year back from his injury too. So I mean, that first year back, you still kind of, you got a little hesitancy about yourself, and so hopefully he can get rid of the jitters and the scares or whatever, and start balling out, this second half of the season.
Yeah. Let's talk about our safeties because I've said since week 2, and it really showed it reared its ugly head against San Francisco.
Right,
Because in the second half, Kittle he cooked us,
right.
and Donovan Wilson is just not a cover
No,
safety. He's not a cover safety. He's a run stopper, and
right,
he's good at coming downhill and stopping the run and tackling. But you put him up against a tight end, it doesn't matter who the tight end is. They're just he doesn't have the foot speed
right,
to keep up with a tight end, especially Kittle. And it's Kittle every season. Every time we play San Francisco, he's the guy that kills us.
right.
Not Debo. It's not Ayuk. It's not even really Christian McCaffrey when he played against us.
Exactly.
It's been Kittle because the
Right,
safeties and tight ends are supposed to be that's the matchup. When you have a pass receiving tight end, you want to put a safety on them.
right,
But our safeties are not equipped, not Malik Hooker, not Donovan Wilson. I've said since week 2 that Israel Mukwamu needs to play at
right,
safety. He's like 6'4". He can cover. Because he was a corner in South Carolina.
right.
We converted him over to safety. So we know he can cover. We know he can guard. And
Exactly.
then Wanye Thomas, he needs to be
Yes,
playing. He
he
needs
needs
to be
to play.
playing safety as well. These guys don't get minutes, and I don't understand why. It's like there's a blind loyalty to these guys. They don't even come off the field. Like
Right.
they
Exactly. Don't
it's just
sub him.
they don't sub out, and that's the weirdest thing to me. It's like you guys you cannot play for whatever reason, and I just don't understand that. It's
Right.
mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, and that's one thing that our former defensive coach, and I ain't gonna call his name because we'll be playing him soon. But
Yeah.
our former defensive coach, that's one thing he did. He knew
Yes.
when to sub, when to put the right DBs in the right position for the right plays. He didn't mind subbing folks out. And
Yeah, and if you're not playing good, you need to come out. Like
right,
if
right,
on one long catch to Kittle, I would have took out Donovan Wilson. At least try. Like you have to at least
exactly,
try.
right. And there were
And
occasions when they would call a play, San Francisco would call a play to where Kendricks had to be on a Kittle. So
yeah,
that was a terrible matchup. Wasn't gonna be able
yeah,
to hold
and
Kittle.
the thing is, like you can't as a defense coordinator. And honestly, this is just Madden. And I know
Yeah,
you haven't played Madden in a while, but this is
right.
this is just Madden.
It's
If
simple,
you
simple, it's simple Madden.
it really is. If you see that they're coming out in a 5 wide, you can't you can't be in a 3-4. You can't have your linebackers out there. You gotta have
Right,
you gotta go dime, you gotta go nickel, you gotta get your speed out there, you gotta get it's all scheme. The scheme has to change based on what the offense is doing, especially if you're not a defense that is a dominant force in itself.
exactly.
You have to match up, and it just seems like we're just throwing our players out there, our 11 players, and just saying do something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah, so tough game.
yeah,
We in the second half of San Francisco, we just gave it up in the end. It was a tough game because San Francisco is our rival.
right.
I mean, quote unquote, our rival. And those games you always want to win, but came up short. And so that leads us into the Atlanta game, which was this past Sunday as we were recording this, and it's kind of a weird game. I don't really know how to gauge it really, but another loss. 27-21 in Atlanta. And again, just a no-show by the defense, really.
Right.
Couldn't really get pressure on Kirk Cousins. Then, touchdowns were pretty easy to come by. They ran the ball well, and, you know, we did what we could with what we had, I guess.
Yeah. The score, in my opinion, the score really didn't show the magnitude of the way the loss really was.
Yeah.
Uh, in my opinion, we look bad. We look terrible. Even Dak even said it. I mean, if you saw the clip of him mouthing and
Yeah.
said, "Listen, man, we suck," you
Right.
know. And what really made it look so bad is that they came out with a game plan,
Hmm.
offense, like you've been saying, start fast, and then you get three. You go with a no huddle, starting fast, which was great. That's what you're supposed to do. You want to put points on the board. They got 3 points. Um, and then Atlanta came down and scored. So they tried to do the have a different scheme defensively,
Hmm.
but they didn't execute. They didn't execute, and they made them look really, really bad. The plays that you were trying to do, some of the new plays, the trick plays, whatever. And when you don't convert those trick plays, you look bad. You look
Yeah.
bad. And so I don't know if they tried to come out to be somebody that they're not, or if they didn't really practice those plays well enough. Uh, I don't know, but they just look bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And uh, I just, I personally think that um, it's just coaching. It's just bad coaching all around.
Right.
Mike McCarthy should not have come back this season, I don't believe. Um,
Yeah. Right.
if you were not going to renew his contract, you probably shouldn't have brought him back.
Exactly. Right.
Um,
Why give them another year?
and that's that's hindsight. That's hindsight. Of course, now with it being 3-5, but still, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And we saw his frustration on the sidelines, and he's coaching for
Sure.
his job, and so it's just pressure all around. Yeah, of course, you want to win. Everybody wants to win, but I just think a lot of it is reactionary at this point,
Right.
just to try to manifest something that's not there. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts? And you mentioned what Dak said before we talk about Dak's injury. What do you think about his comments? Because there was a lot of buzz and a lot of media attention, especially on the sports TV the last 2 days about that. What do you think about him saying that? Do you think he should have said that? Do you think it's accurate? Do you even care that he said it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's frustration on the field that made him say that. In my opinion, as an NFL player, I don't think you say that on the field. You got cameras watching. You cover your mouth or whatever. If you like that, but that's something I don't think you say on the field. Something you say in the locker room, pull the guys together. You know what I'm saying? Call a team meeting, say, guys, listen, we suck out there. What are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's just a lot of frustration on his part. I don't think he should have said it on the field there, but it is true. It is true that they are a bad team, and so now his morale doesn't really help the team. And so as being QB1, you gotta have better attitude than that. You got to be able to fight through whatever is going on, all the issues, whatever. You got to be able to fight through that. And if if it doesn't show on the field, at least from you, it can show off the field. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take the authority. You QB1, you got to take the authority. You got to be the one to say, hey guys, listen, man, let's get out of here and let's do what we need to do in order to win a ball game. And that's what Mike McCarthy was saying, is that we needed to win. We need to win a game. And that was a game. San Francisco and that game was 2 games they should have won.
Yep, yep. Both by 6 points. And you know, with the San Francisco game, you know, we had a chance to win. We had the ball in our hands with a chance to go at least get the lead. Uh, and you know, unfortunately, Dak, he got injured shoulder. Dak is going to be hasn't been announced yet, but more than likely he's going on IR, so he'll be out for the next 4 weeks. CD
Right.
is week to week, so he may play against Philly, he may not. But I want to ask 2 questions. Um, there was also media saying that Dak is quitting on the team by being put out on IR for 4 weeks. Do you agree with that sentiment? Some football players are saying, as a quarterback, you don't have to sit out for a hamstring because you're a quarterback. You're not a running back. You're not a wide receiver. You're not a DB or something like that. So the hamstring is not really that important. Do you think Dak is quitting on a team?
You know, I'm not there in the locker room, you know, and I'm not the doctor. I don't know the extent of
Yeah.
his injury. And you know, at this point in the season, you know, what I mean, what's to lose? You know what I'm saying? At this, you need to win some games. And so I don't know if I would have put him on IR. You know, I'd have been maybe week to week and
Yeah.
see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? If he can't go, then you don't go. You know, and but to put him on IR, I don't, and I don't, you know, I don't know if it's a player's choice to go on IR. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the medical
Yeah.
staff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I can't say that he's really quitting on the team because it's not his choice. And any football player want to play. You know what I'm saying? They want to play.
Right.
And so a lot of times the doctors know you can't, not with this injury, you can't play.
Yeah.
Because many of them do play. I mean, at this point, not many are playing 100% right now. You
Yeah.
know, you halfway in the season, a lot of players are playing injured, you know, and so I think the doctors lean more on allowing the players to play than for them not to play because they all want to play. So if it was up to the player's decision and he decided to put himself on our, I would say, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's quitting on the team. But if it's not his decision, then I can't really say that he's quitting on the team.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think he is either. And just looking at the play where he got injured, it looked bad, to be honest. It looked like something popped and it didn't look good. Um, it wasn't just like you're running and you come up a little gimpy.
Right.
It looked a lot worse than that. Um, yeah, I don't think I don't think he's quitting on the team. I can't
Dak
say
is
that. That's
tough. I
never
mean,
really, yeah,
Dak
but
is
that's never
tough,
really
man.
been in his
It's
character.
right. Exactly.
So so yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um there was something else that I wanted to bring up. Um Trey Lance
So
and
Dak's
Cooper Rush.
injury. Okay. Yeah.
Um who do you think should play? Do you think it should be Cooper Rush or do you think it should be Trey Lance?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Cooper Rush. I think Cooper Rush has proven himself to be able to win some games. You know, when Dak got injured, last year, he came in and won what 4 games? Or was that
Yeah.
2 years? That
I
was
think
last
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Dak got injured, and so he came in and won like 4 games straight. You know, when everybody said that season is over, Dak is out. There's no way they're gonna count us out. Coop came in, man, and did his thing. So I think he's proven himself a little bit more than Trey Lance. What I saw of Trey Lance in preseason, he doesn't look as sharp as Cooper
Yeah.
Rush. Doesn't seem like he has enough confidence or more confidence than Cooper Rush as well.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have a better chance of winning some ball games with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, beat Philly. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, so I think that Cooper Rush will give us a better opportunity of winning some games than Trey Lance.
I agree with that. It's just the only thing that is kind of confusing about the whole situation is that we traded for him. We traded for
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance, and we haven't seen anything from him except for preseason. He's been the emergency quarterback, so third string, so he can't suit up. He
Right,
can only play if the two quarterbacks get injured, and so um, it's just unfortunate that we haven't really seen anything from him when we invested a pick in him. When we could have used that pick to get a running back or anything in the draft. Um,
right,
but I think if the situation was different, if Dak didn't get paid, if CD didn't get paid, if Mike didn't get paid, but I just think because of the situation that we're in, we need to win now. So I think that's
right,
why we're going with Cooper, because
right.
you know we're not in a situation to where we're going to be drafting a quarterback next year because we have
Exactly.
we have Dak. So it's not like we're
Right,
trying to tank. We're not trying to like just lose games. So that's the situation that Jerry Jones kind of put us in. So that's just my thoughts about it. I do think Cooper it does give us the best chance to win, but I would like to see Trey and just see what he does.
right,
I don't think he's gonna come back next season. But I'm
right,
just, when you have potential and it's not really seen, then you just kind of curious. If he
hmm
if he if he started the game and was just terrible, I'm like okay, well, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
right,
But
right,
um, but yeah, I do think Cooper gives us the best chance to win. He's done it before when Dak's out, and I think this is the moment where we need to see Bland, we need to see Micah. If Tank is healthy, then he needs to come back as well because we're gonna need a defense now. We're gonna need some help. Where Dak needs some help, Cooper might need just a little bit more help.
right.
So, we
Exactly.
need to have a solid defense. We need to be able to stop other teams because we may not be able to score 30 points.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Well, Cooper, well, he's going to have some help because we um, drafted a wide receiver from um, from
Carolina,
Carolina. Yeah, yeah, from Carolina. So what do you think about that?
um, terrible overpay.
Yeah.
This if I don't know. He from what I've seen and heard, he was the fifth wide
hmm
receiver. for Carolina. Wasn't getting any
Right.
playing time. Now he did have a good college career for LSU, but I don't think we needed a wide receiver when Dak is going to IR.
Right.
We have a wide receiver in Flournoy that hasn't gotten any playing time.
Exactly.
Jalen Brooks has kind of been playing a little bit sporadically for us. I don't. I mean, Brandon Cooks is out, but we haven't really we haven't missed him. We still got,
Right.
if CD's not playing, then maybe I understand it. But we have wide receivers that haven't played, so why bring in another wide receiver to just? I I think we needed another corner.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's what I would have done. I would have gotten another corner,
Right.
um, just for depth.
Exactly.
Um, I Yeah, and I just and on the fourth round pick for him,
Right.
we see all of the other wide receivers. The Chiefs got DeAndre Hopkins for a conditional fifth.
Yeah.
How
Right.
is Jonathan Mingo worth a fourth? That doesn't make sense to me. I understand
Doesn't.
age and like contract or whatever, but I just Jerry
Yeah.
Jones has been bad this
Right.
offseason, season,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just a
Yeah. It's a
mess.
it's a desperation move, and then it's a move just to say that, hey, look, we did something, you know.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't think that was a wise decision at all.
no, no. So that was our trade deadline. We continue our all-in campaign for the 2024 season, and we see where that has gotten us. A lot of injuries, a lot of bad coaching, and a lot of bad decisions from the front office. So
Right.
we are on to Philly, where we are a 7-point underdog or 7.5-point underdog, depending on where you're looking. Um, is this game in Philly?
I believe so. Yeah.
And Philly's coming off of some wins. Um, what are your thoughts of this game?
Yeah, I think we go to Philly, and I think we lose. Um, I just with all the injuries, and then with QB1 going down, I think mentally we're not going to be tough. Um, you know, um, but it is a game that we need.
For
That we
sure.
it's a must win. So I'm hoping that we can at least come out and play with some intensity, with some fire, with with some head on right, you know, urgency. I'm hoping that comes, and they just don't lay down and get blew out.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because if that happens, they might as well just. I mean, season is squashed anyway. But I mean, if you just go out and you just lay down against Philly and you just get blew out, because they shouldn't blow us out. Shouldn't blow us out. But if they do, then you
Yeah.
might as well. You to your point about seeing Trey fourth quarter, I would say put in Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he'll be able to do. See if he might need to be the starter. Give him a
Yeah.
chance. You know.
Yeah. 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 If we are getting blew out, yeah, put Trey in because he's going to be activated to the second string now that Dak is out.
Right. Right.
So put him out there, see what he can do, and maybe put him out there for just some snaps, like even with Cooper Rush, just to change a pace. I don't know if they worked that into their game plan or offensive scheme at all, but that's a possibility too. I
Right.
just think the key is going to be stopping Saquon. He's just been a monster this season for them.
Yeah.
Philly may not have AJ Brown, which will help us. Um,
Mhm.
we don't have to cover as many wide receivers that they have, so that that might help us. But if we can get all of our defensive players back, if Micah and Bland and Tank can come back, then we may have a shot. Um, we still I do think we're going to lose as well. But you just at this point you just don't have high expectations for the Cowboys,
Right.
and that's just where we are, I think.
Yeah. Right. Well, one last question. So what do you see our season as far as number of wins? Where do you see us as we take a look kind of midway through the season? Where do you kind of project us?
Well, I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I do know we have one more game against the Giants on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Um, and just based on that, we might get lucky one more game.
Yeah.
Dak comes back, maybe after that Giants game. Um, I see us getting to probably 7 wins.
Yeah.
Um, well, we had 3-5 right now.
Right.
Um, yeah, I see. Yeah, maybe 7 wins,
Right.
maybe tops 7.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
I'm about.
that'll put us middle of the pack. We'll probably be like 10 to 15 range as far as draft goes,
Yeah.
which is not bad enough to get anybody like really really good, but not good enough to make we're drafting high in the first round. So I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Beginning of the season, I put us at 8-8. Matter of fact, I put the NFC East at 8-8. I thought we'll all be kind of that way, kind of the NFC least this year. But Washington has been a great surprise, obviously. And Philly is still playing at the level that we know that they can play at. And then we expected what the Giants are doing. Didn't expect the
Yeah.
Cowboys to be where we are. But I still put us kind of that 7, 8-8 range as well. So, but we'll see. So y'all let us know down in the comments, what y'all think about the rest of the second half season, kind of what your prediction will be for their wins. And also let us know if you think that coaching staff, you think if they'll be back with us, if Mike McCarthy will be back, will be our head coach next year. Type in the comment section down there and let us know. Also, let us know, will he even make the season? Saints, they fired their coach. They lost 6 in a row. and and so
Yeah.
they fired their head coach. So I don't know. I don't know if Jerry Jones has been kind of one of those mid-season kind of firing type guys, but season gets so bad, who knows? He might just do something new, something that we've never expected. So y'all type in the comment section, let us know. Will McCarthy make the rest of the season, or will he be back next season?
Or will he just be fired at the end of the season, like other coaches? We'll see. But yeah, definitely let us know in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you see all of our content they're posting right here on the Talking Sports podcast. Dr. D, thank you for hopping on with me again. Appreciate you as always, and we're looking forward to next week.
Yes, sir. Go Cowboys.
All right, go Cowboys. Until next time, peace, y'all.